on one. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. Rock that 35 round. See that we have Vague pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo. Sure enough, it's the push from the backside finds Jazz.
Licença, Tocinha! Pofo! Botão no cofrinho do Limes! Pofo pra cima do Delzinho! Double pofo do craque! Faz clipe aí, meu chat! Você tá no YouTube, faz o clipe da jogada! Tomara tá!
Um som,
Vou cravar cima, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem real. Vai ter mais um. Aí tem que botar essa.
Pode ver agora, calma.
Nossa!
Hey, we've got two players left to deal with. Nvyus 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god, we've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't have it. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. Moving quick in with the side of Nova. Dave
People see, there is one A now.
Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
out. Oh my. Chris, he's all one. More. Where you at, homie? I know you're gonna tip to a side on this area, but right now you're nice. With an 80 with close. Lucky. Get headshot. Costco, you want the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
Extend was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem, Misa coming through. What's that? Is that a kilo? Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Chels. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kinda nuts with the kilo, bro. I have been. Down herself on that Sparrow shot. But the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, Brig stuff! Well, it was looking good for a minute there for the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone you.
And a good evening, EU. We are back for it. It is day 8 of Mobile Mayhem EU Spring 2022. As always, I'm your boy Verdict, joining me tonight looking fly as hell. Look at that Unicorns of Love jersey looking dapper. AF. Imperium. How we doing tonight, broski?
I'm doing pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tired. Sleep schedule is screwed, but it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I'm sure I'll get pretty damn energized once these teams start entering the battlefield and the games commence. Gonna be an exciting couple of games, and of course we'll go into it a bit deeper, but there's been a few roster changes across the board, so that will obviously shake up how these teams perform.
Yeah, it wouldn't be EU if we didn't have like a mix up with rosters or, you know, completely disappearing from the scene. Obviously, we've had a few things happen over the weekend and a few things that we need to, you know, cover over as the brief has came through. Anarchy has changed their name to 5%. I'm okay with that. Clash, no longer in the Mobile Mayhem scene. They're out. They're going to be replaced by Atlanta. That is huge, because Atlanta was a qualifier team who did not make it through, did not make the cut. They're getting a second chance opportunity. I think that's quite all right, because we had some, you know, second chance opportunities last season that came through, and it panned out perfectly. Euro Elite is one of those teams. Now, am I saying that Euro Elite is comparison to, or can be compared to Atlanta? I don't know. I think that's primarily based on how Atlanta performed. But I think it's great that we're able to, you know, plug in teams when needed. At the same time, I hate that we're having to go through all this. I wish that, you know, we would make a commitment and, you know, kind of stick to it, right?
Yeah, look, we've been down this road many times before, and as much as ideally we always want to see things evolve and improve in terms of the core basis of roster changes not happening so often, it's just a product of what is unfortunately a lack of a full competitive calendar, right? However, on the other hand, teams and players have got to realize that there's such a word as commitment, right? When you're growing up or you hit being an adult and you switch from jobs to jobs to jobs, within reason, that's not a bad thing. However, that creates instability. It doesn't create any kind of like stable direction that you want to head in as a professional, as a career path. And it's the same thing with Call of Duty Mobile. Every single time you as a player, and you can play with 1 or 2, 3 players before in a team. Every single time you change team, you start from square one. You reset yourself. You start from 0, right? Fact. So every single time one of these players switches rosters, they're starting from scratch again. And it becomes deja vu. It becomes Groundhog Day in that regard. And it's sad because you see the potential in players, you see the potential in teams, and this is a team game. So if you stick together as a team, you're more likely going to be more successful, or you're going to stretch the limits of that success as that roster. Then, of course, you can switch things up a little bit in that regard. So yeah, it makes me sad, it makes me frustrated, it also makes things harder to do in terms of as a caster when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to building teams up, and when it comes to going through the ebbs and flows of a season for an individual team and getting behind that. It is what it is. We do our best. Let's hope players can evolve. That's my tangent over. I apologize.
No, I completely agree. I mean, we're going back to square one. I mean, back to the old drawing board. And right now, like the matches of the day, as I was taking a look at it, kind of just branch out of that topic. You know, speaking a little further more on it, we're going to see 4 matches. Oh, no, we're not going to see 4 matches on the day. That's right. Animus and Illuminati, yes. They are not going to be able to square off, as it is not going to happen. As you can see it, Illuminati, they're kind of in shambles right now. As a matter of fact, that roster is down to only 4 players, so they won't be able to produce enough to compete today. Animus is going to get that free buy, that 20 points that comes along with it, and that leaves us with the remainder 3 matches of the day, which I think still have a lot of potential. Lux Aeterna and Nvyus, certainly 2 qualifier teams stepping up to the plate, see who can, you know, muster up enough to, you know, take a few points. Obviously, Lux Aeterna is probably favored in that matchup just based off of their performance recently. Portugal, aka Nvyus, now have not had very much success. As a matter of fact, I think they're one of the only teams who have like really slayed out and not earned very many points off of it. You see a Calabuso come through and drop 50 kills, and your team still losing hardpoint games by 60 points, right? You know, we'll save that, you know, talk for this matchup that's ahead. Yeah. But Atlanta and 5%, which again 5% is Anarchy. They rebrand, they rename, they drop the Anarchy tag, and then that leaves us with our highlight match of the night: Nova Esports and FN420. I think this one has a lot of potential to go the distance. Obviously, FN420 have shown that they could beat top-tier teams when taking this competition seriously. They beat Animus Granted, it was a 4v5 in Game 3. They won Game 1 fair square, right? I mean, there was no ifs, ands, buts about it, right?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. It was all fair. In Love and War per se, and yeah, for 420 they recently added Owner to the roster. Of course, we'll get into it when it comes to that series. So yeah, I think tonight's games are overall quite exciting, despite the craziness of the roster changes in the team names, because teams that are facing off against each other with reason are generally quite settled. Nvyus and Lux Aeterna have had minimum roster shifts across the board. Atlanta are the new team coming in 5%. They have switched up a couple of players as well as dropping the Anarchy tag. And then Nova, FM420 within reason, especially Nova, both settled teams.
Yep, there we go. And speaking of those settled teams, looking at the top of this team standings right now, Animus, they're going to be racking up those 20 points for free and extending that lead in first place over Nova, where they're going to have their fair share of chance to recoup some of that deficit that they're sitting at 95. 75 for 117, 70 for Euro Elite, Illuminati with 60. I think all 5 of these teams are safe as hell, with the exception of Illuminati, who, again, only have 4 players. Technically speaking, 4 players on the roster to maintain, but we all know Boot is that 4th player. In his announcement on Twitter, he's stepping away from the competitive scene for good. So
yeah,
they're going to have to fill 2 slots. And with 60 points on the line, a top 6 seed, I'm going to be honest with you. This is, like, I'm scratching my head, man. What happened? What went wrong? What's not going right? I mean, not a lot in the EU right now, other than, the staple names. 5%. Again, that's Anarchy. They're sitting at a smooth 50 points. I think it's safe to say they're going to be, for sure, bets. But then it gets real down to the nitty-gritty. Lux Aeterna and FN420. They have a real shot at recouping points for themselves and jumping with Illuminati's pending decision for players. I think this makes it very interesting for a race for 6th place.
It is. I think FM420 has it in within them, so I wouldn't actually say 5% are certain. Because if FM420 cuts above both Lux Aeterna and 5%, and 5% go on the downhill trend and only perform at 5%, there you go. There's your first 5% pun of the day. Yeah, we could see 5% drop down away. I don't know how many play days are left before the quarterfinals, so I could be talking out of my ass in that regard. But how many? 4 days, yeah.
4 days,
so with 4 play days left, there's honestly plenty of opportunity for unfortunately, if that would be the case, for 5% to be ripped out of the top 6.
All right, well, 5% or not, going to have to give it 105% to make it to that top 6 and hold it. Right now, the matchup of what we got going on first, it is going to be that Lux Aeterna series that we promised earlier, and this is a chance that we get to talk about it. Lux Aeterna have been pretty stout, and then we've got Nvyus, who have literally not found success at all. As a matter of fact, I was taking a look at it. Galabuso is the heart and soul of this team, and even when he is performing to his best, not enough to take maps from top-tier teams. As a matter of fact, not enough to take maps from teams that they should have probably beat like 10 times out of, 10, right? But that's neither here nor there. They're going to be able to display their talents now, as we are going to be able to start this series. It is going to be starting off with a little bit of a hardpoint rate, followed by a search and destroy on firing range. And if it does go the distance, Imperium, we're going to be looking right back at Hollywood Hills for a Game 3 in domination. So, interesting bands coming through the crossfire. Right? I mean, hey, who doesn't love a little bit of Hollywood Hills action, right? Well, we get it twice this series if it does go to that best of 3.
Going to be plenty of raid across the today's series. That's a little bit of a spoiler for you, so get used to that map. Hoping this will go to Game 3, because we said it when Ronan said it to us. We were both like, yeah, that's fine. We both enjoy raid, whatever the game mode is. So certainly looking forward to it. Lux Aeterna, they've had a couple of just small roster changes. Ragox has been added to the team. He is playing in this series, so that addition does provide a level of strength and experience in the form of Ragox. The one thing that I low-key mentioned is technically it means they're starting from square one, and in that regard looking to build synergy with Ragox, so that it might be a bit of a shaky start in this series for them.
All right, well, shaky or not, here we come. Hollywood Hills of California have never looked better, and this garage site is absolutely lovely. Take a look at the rotations now. P1's on the agenda. Ringside, probably one of the most competitive points in all of COD Mobile P1's to offer. Right now, it's going to be Lux on the objective. Nvyus looking for the plays. FM on the point. Going to be doused, but lowly from the top side of Laundry with the SKS. A little bit of range, a little bit of versatility, and a lot of damage to pack with it now, as we've got ourselves a P1 that is going to leave Nvyus on point. Wow, okay. Wow. I love it. Love it.
Normally very scrappy hardpoint for the start of the game, and of course, not saying it's absolutely control, but certainly a hell of a start coming out from Nvyus in this first hardpoint. But now they're going to have to follow that momentum through, right? I would say they've shaken Lux Aeterna in a little bit of a way. They should look to carry that momentum all through the next hardpoint at a minimum.
Yeah, I completely agree. Calpuso doing what he does best, playing the objective as well as Slate away. He's on a 4 combo. Feed the man. Let the man eat right now. He's in a feast as P2 is opening up kitchen side. The meals have been prepared. He is there for the action. Dakar finally able to shut him down, but damage done. Now only one player left. Dakar able to play his life. Reinforcements are there, but here comes the streaks. Galabuso is only going to find one, but it's revenge on Dakar.
One thing that I noticed initially with, and it makes sense as to why, part of the reason why the hardpoint was controlled early on in P1 by this side of Nvyus, is their loadouts isn't really Mac heavy, right? There's only one player rocking the Mac. There's a Kilo, there's a CBR, there's an SKS. Those are really strong mid-range weapons, which works on the open scrappy P1. It might not transfer as heavily to some of the other hardpoints. However, I definitely see where the benefit can massively work out for Nvyus across this game one as a whole.
You can see it here, last a little bit of 15 seconds. You know, the diversity in the weapon choice has led to success. Now, can they get the break here on this P1 or P3 rotation garage site? Looking pretty spicy itself. 2 players drop. Ragox doing a lot of damage right there. Calabuso looking to play his life. Lowly's there for a little bit of tandem duo. They're going to be able to extend it now. The SKS from across the room. Headshots. Big kills coming through. And that is 3 on the board there for him. 2 combo, rather. I'm sorry. And the opening point now, 65. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I was looking at Lux, man. This is just like, you know, sharpening your tools. This should be an easy day at the shop right now. It's business as usual, and Lux are getting the business.
What did I say about Lux Aeterna, right? That the addition of Rodux provides experience, however, it puts them kind of at square one, and that shaky start is transferring all throughout this game so far. Also, once again, gotta say the loadout from Nvyus is extremely balanced for this great hardpoint. I think for this P3, it has given them a lot of control. It gave them a lot of that early advantage point to push from a further distance away the players from Lux Aeterna. Once again, they still have to be practiced. P4 is going to be out in the open. It should, for the most part, benefit the players from Nvyus.
Ooh, baby. Benefiting is one word you can use right now. The P4 sites are open up for business courtside, looking to have a field day. They are balling out. The break is going to be shut down. One from up top. The staircase, so certainly. Good. Oh, my God. Just picture perfect. Like, is one thing that I've wanted from this squad is to have support for Calabuso. Right now, he's able to run the map freely and do what he does best, as well as, you know, double dip on the objective. Right now, they've got a little bit of a 40-point advantage, and I'm thinking, while the kettle's hot, we go ahead and strike it, jump right into a listen-in with the side of Portugal. See how the comms sound now as P4 looks like it might be compromised, but they're going to have to settle up and go for new, or they are going to go for the contest. We'll find out.
Dead. Connect.
Oh shit.
Connect.
Oh, take five. Watch out.
One is next, pillars. Yellow lambo.
Dead.
Purifier, kitchen, purifier.
Purifier kitchen, watch out. Don't peek kitchen, guys.
Ring. One's ring.
Tá atrás de cima. Olha aí, não tá lá, calma.
One ring, still, one ring. Egg glitch. Two, don't push.
Laundry, one laundry.
We'll take fire.
Kitchen.
Pillars one. Zigzag. Enter point. Join point, guys.
Point.
What is he?
Old saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And right now, the tough are locking and loading. P5 shutting down. 10 seconds left on the point. Imperium, I gotta say, I don't know if you've been around long enough to enjoy the comms from Portugal. Well, I say that very lightly. There are usually no comms in Portugal or Nvyus's VC. So the fact that we actually heard a little bit of action, a little bit of direction, it looks like they're heading in the right direction in that regard.
Calabuso needs to sort his audio out, though, because that, I can imagine, could get quite frustrating for his teammates when you hear another player's in-game audio. It can be a massive distraction point. This game is very, very close, and the shakiness from Lux Aeterna has been settled down into focused gameplay. They've come back strong across P4, and towards the end of P3, they used the kitchen area extremely well. Right, we heard the comms that came out from Nvyus in that point, and that allowed them to kind of compound Nvyus into a bit of a smaller area. So it was, once again, gave them a better ability to control that P4. Once again, still close between these two teams.
Very close indeed, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that this Nvyus squad actually uses in-game comms. The VC connection's only just for us to do listen-ins. They actually server deafen. So if I'm not mistaken, they don't actually have like a way to hear in the VC. So that's a benefit for them, but long-term, that's not going to work out. You're talking about 2-1 events. No. You got people using 2 sets of headphones just to, sound in-game and also for, in-game or comms on, Discord or, whatever they use in that matter. Right now, the point is going to be compromised. It is looking like Lux are going to be able to hold off the push. And you can see the flock of Nvyus players looking to make the breach from the front side and money room. They get the kills. Lux are out. The break is in. DeWavo is going to pull out the Annihilator, looking to pave the road to success. But Parasite leeching on there with the shots. It's going to be shut down. The contest is going to be halted. And now it's going to be saddling up for a P3 for a second time around. Right now, it's a 30-point advantage. And I didn't think I'd be saying this. It's in favor of Nvyus.
Lux Aeterna, definitely not far behind. We're still only, max 170, so there's a good 80 points minimum required for the team in lead, so plenty of opportunities as P3 does start to show up, and Lux Aeterna looks to set up a good defense, a good lockdown inside his hard point to climb back up. It's not going to be a good start because Lowly gets a double kill.
He does, and now the point, it looks like a break is on the horizon. Calabuso finally taken out. The contest is still in. Red car. As you can see, the Lambo is offering plenty of room for cover. The hold is going to come through. The stick and the break initially does stick along with it. Now it's all on one player. In Love, he is there. He finds one. Ragok's finally able to make it on the point as well. Now the gym site compromise. Corona gets dropped. And 20 seconds left. It is plenty of time to scrap for, as you can see it. The lead starting to dwindle now here for the side of Nvyus. Are they going to be able to hold on to the advantage? They are indeed. And P4 bound we are now as Lux. They are saddling up for it. I'm thinking we do a quick listen-in with them as we got a chance to do it with the side of Nvyus. Now we're going to jump into the VCs of Lux and see how the comms sound now, as this is a make-or-break point here in P4.
Arriba. Buenísimo, esquivada.
Vale, aparece una gira full. Si uno puede lurkearlo, que salga y lurkee, por favor.
Sí, ese.
Top.
Entra, push uno.
No, matarlo. Bueno, otro más.
Dos piscinas. Te pusieron dos piscinas.
No, estoy metido en la espalda, Ragus.
No estaba viendo, Voy contigo, Daitel, espérate.
Muerto uno en punto.
Dos cubi. En la esquina, 2 cubi, 3.
3 en punto. Otro más.
Pillamos de golpe. Muerto. Buenísima.
Vale, me voy en medio.
Uno money muerto. Uno, piscina muerto, otro más piscina. Vamos tarde para P1,
El siguiente, ¿por qué estás aquí? Ven el siguiente.
Uno es siguiente, una bala, no sé dónde está en pilares, muerto pilares. Otro más cocina, España, Ani.
No, cocina.
¿Mató? Arriba, punto un tiro. En la esquinita, arriba, vio Wanda.
All right, a little bit of heartbreak in paradise. Lux don't get the full hold. They don't recover the deficit. Right now, they're in a bit of a pickle. P5 looking like the side of Nvyus will be able to close this one out if the contest doesn't come through. Huevo rounds the corner. The comms, gotta say, weren't lackluster, but they were certainly not that energetic team that I was expecting.
I will speak a little bit more about the comms for Lux Aeterna because this fight is continuing on. I think it's important as you get closer towards the tail end to focus on what is in front of us. The biggest thing for Lux Aeterna is they can't hold on to the hard point long enough. And that's possibly down to not being as synergized as a team with the addition of Alex. However, Nvyus, they're not stopping. And I know this match game mode is fast-paced as it is, but they're a little bit more coordinated, which means those pushes are becoming more successful for the most part. And yeah, Lux Aeterna are giving everything they can get to get back into, but only 3 points required. It seems like the day is done for Lux.
No, it is. Detel not having his best performance, best foot forward, certainly not the case. They got a decent hold here on the ring side now, as we mentioned it earlier. This is certainly one of the most competitive hills. A lot of head glitches to hold Calabuso through the front side. Pillars compromised. He's shut down, though. Two players coming through the driveway. Here comes the streaks now. Corona there for the contest. That is going to ensure at least a little bit of time bought here. The break going to be shut down. Two players looking to hold. That is going to be FM. They get a few kills, but there's two more right back on the point. Lux might be down, but they are certainly not out. Oh, my, they are out. Ragox, the last hope. Oh, they get the break. The players are there. The spawn's sticky.
But they have to give it up, right? There's such a fine line. They'll only have 5 seconds to get into the next hardpoint. They're going to give it up. And the side of Lux Aeterna, they know that they have the opportunity to switch to P2 is there. 2 seconds begins. Who's going to take control? It seems like, indeed, it's going to be the side of Nvyus as they close out game 1. Woo! What a fight till the bitter end from Lux Aeterna.
A feisty one indeed, man. You talking about making a comeback with 3 points only needed for your opponents? Well, only one was needed on that kitchen side of Fair, and when you got someone on the head glitch of that tree, holding off the backside of Fair,
yeah,
Lowly just absolutely owned every transition with that SKS. We're talking about variety in the hands of the team of Nvyus. Well, the SKS came in handy. The Kilo came in handy. The Mag-10 in Calabuso's hand is literally just the epitome of perfection. My guy put up 45 on board. And I gotta say, what happened, Lux? 40 kills on board for Ragox. That's a great debut. Parasite drops 39. Detel, slow start for him. As a matter of fact, I think he ended up being negative. It didn't start well, and it didn't end well. And it's not sitting well with the squad of Lux. Yeah. And now Portugal, or Nvyus, certainly able to pick up map number 1, which was not anticipated.
To be expected. Honestly, I'm not surprised by this result. I'm really not surprised by this result, right? Yeah, okay, Nvyus do have a couple of roster changes in their own right. However, I look at Radox as being a bit more of an impactful player in the long run, if that makes sense. So I looked at it as, okay, Lux Aeterna for this game 1 will be a little bit shakier. To kind of speak about their comms a bit, I absolutely loved how calm their comms are, because they'd spent the whole game up until that point 20 to 30 points behind, and that can grind you down as a player when you know you're so close, but you can't seem to break that mode. You can't seem to break that kind of deficit, right, and edge either even closer or get ahead at any point in the game. And sometimes when you're passionate and energized, that can be perceived as anger, frustration, right?
True.
But with how calm they were, to me it showed that they were just focusing, kind of playing the long game and just not giving up, and it complemented, because right up until the very, very end, we saw the P1. That was the very first P1 across the 3 at that point that they had actually locked down for the majority of time, and that was the kind of calmness of the comms that allowed them to stay focused until the very end for Lux Aeterna. A lot of positives, but again, I'm not surprised by this game 1 result.
No, I'm not either. After we got into the mix, P1 first 2 times around, Nvyus just had that number right there, the rotation over. Lux put in the work to extend the game, but when you're down 30, 40, 50 points at any given point in the game, it is so damn difficult to stay into it. And, you know, the comms were super calm for the fact that they had been down primarily. They were getting out slayed. They were getting out rotated. Those last few seconds on the point, 15, were you thinking, hey, you know, this is like safety net for us. Like, we're going to get these points if recoups up wrong. Here comes some crazy madman from the side of Nvyus there to contest, there to take you out, get the rotations over. It was just a grief game for Lux. It was botched. It was chalked. They never gave up, and I appreciated that about them. But at the end of the game, it was Nvyus pulling it out. And I got to say, that the squad, when they were Portugal, made a comment about, you know, putting their best foot forward, moving into the season of Mobile Mayhem here. I didn't see that up until today. And I'm super glad that they were able to do so. The addition of Duevo, the addition of Lowly, and then you've got Calabuso, who has been absolutely cracked in any respawn game mode and able to pop off and search. But then you got FM, who is just, man, I think he stole both of our hearts with the snipes, and I'm expecting him to step up here big time to close this one out 2-0. Lux Aeterna, they got a lot to lose now. As I was taking a look at the standings, they're right there on the perimeter of being in a top 6 spot. Anything can happen with 4 days left. I mean, if you're playing all 4 days, that's 80 points up for grab. And right now, they're not going to be able to get... the max is 75. Right? And we're being very generous about that 75 points, too.
It is definitely going to be tough for them, and every single game, to an extent, matters at this point for the side of Lux Aeterna. And this individual series hasn't gone the right way in terms of grabbing that game 1, so the maximum they can get is 15 points from this game if they win the next 2 games. It is going to be, of course, search and destroy over and towards the map of firing range, which... Again, I love it. I think raid and firing range across the 3 matches, if we get it, is such a classic set of maps to play in COD Mobile Competitive.
Go, well, we're going to go ahead and fire it up with firing range, search, destroy. Super excited to see how this one pans out, man. Nvyus get a little bit of a facelift, a little bit of a remodel, a little bit super cracked action coming through. And right now, they're on the brink of getting a 2-0, and Lux... be honest with you, kind of disappointing us right here. Nvyus stepping up, obviously bringing their A game. Can you counter it in the search now? I don't think they've won a single search map. They got very close early on in the season. But very close and winning are 2 different things. Right now, the close comeback in the hard point doesn't matter. It's all about this search and firing range. Certainly offering a little bit of conservative play off the rip for both teams. Now you can see one player in Calabuso looking to play a little bit more aggressive on this B side, the jungle side. There's 2 players there. The 2-1-2 split coming through. Lux, I kind of like the defense. I like that they have a spy in the middle looking through mid. In Lowly. Is he not? Or not Lowly, but Love, who's the sniper. There we go.
I think this is a pretty standard, respectable round 1 setup coming out from Nvyus. Right, because that round 1, yeah, okay, you'd like to see more teams go for a specific direction. However, when you are in that round 1, you kind of want to feel the other team out and try and get a little bit of an idea on where they're going to set up across the defending rounds for them. So this has worked out, Nvyus, for them, as they do pick up the first kill on the power side.
But Daytel right here picking up all the action. Lowly finally able to take him down. Type 25. Looking pretty solid. Saw him use the SKS earlier. Would have liked to see him use it here as well, but you know, whatever works right here. He's played a little bit more aggressively. It's the 2-for-2s coming through as Parasite and Daytel drop. Corona and Calabuso have also outs, and now it's the rotation over to B. It's a free plant. I don't know if Lowly and FM are aware. I think FM's kind of holding off the push on the backside, but Duevo. Oh, baby! Action right on the site. Lub. Right there through container. Can he get the shots in? He does. Halts the bomb plant, but oh boy. Trophy in hand. Pants on the ground, but the round's over. The round. What the hell? Time expired? I wasn't paying attention.
What?
Yeah.
That's the last time. That's like the first time I've ever really seen that happen, and yeah, I'm a little bit shocked because normally the round ends via bomb plant or you know, all players being taken down, and I just wasn't paying attention to the time. Seems like Nvyus weren't looking at the clock as well, and bit of a feels bad, man.
Big energy rolling off the hardpoint game, but that one's said and done. Detel picking up a lot of smoke right here. 3 kills on board. Finds 2 off the bat. Looking for a... FM. Looking for a 4th. Gonna shut him down. Bombs down. Looking for the pickup. 2 players left for each side. You see the double back now. They're gonna be looking for Woodsite. Guess who's there, though, just to hold off the rotation? That's Parasite. Lowly up top, covering all odds and ends. Time certainly not going to expire before these two encounter. We'll see how it pans out now. There's 1 minute and 5 left on the clock. Time just kind of disappeared last round. I don't know what the hell happened. I think it was a 200 IQ play by the player who got the kill on the bomb carrier. Knew what was going on, made the sacrifice. Noble one. Obviously didn't anticipate. Oh, F him! Picks up CBR, finds another, and now it's only 1 player to deal with. That's Lob.
Lobo on lonesome. However, he does have a sniper in his hands and a pocket full of dreams. Gonna switch on over towards Trader. It's a bit of a risk in his own right as he is carrying that sniper. However, he's going to transition over to the other side of the map, and I like that. FM has no idea what's hit him, and I gotta wonder why Lodi was traveling so far away from his teammate while the bomb was like coming through. I know it's gotten planted, but still, I definitely think that was a little bit of a mistake that came out from Nvyus.
Well, here comes the push now. Lowly looking to recoup the
No,
bomb.
the bomb wasn't planted.
Oh, it wasn't? No, there's not enough time. Love doesn't even need to push. That's his 2nd time in a row. Bro.
Wow.
Ball dropped.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I
thought the bomb was planted. I didn't. For some reason,
no,
I don't know why.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't be surprised because it was about to be planted, but he stopped. FM stopped, and then he replanted again. And that allowed Love the opportunity to rotate right around him.
Shit.
And big kills coming through. 2 pivotal kills to hold off the plant 2 times in a row. And I gotta say, Nvyus might have looked very well orchestrated, well-oiled machine type in the hardpoint, but they're looking like fish out of water here to search. Like, that's 2 rounds in a row where time expires, and you literally have nothing to show for it other than I was close. But we all know how close pans out.
Yeah, there's one thing for being patient and methodical, but there's another thing leaving us so close to that timer, and Nvyus, they just left it too late. 2 rounds in a row. Once again, they've been able to get the first kill, but what are they doing with it? Why are they so hesitant to make a push, right? They have the players from Lux Aeterna split. They have the body advantage. You gotta make it count. With 1 minute left on the clock, don't let the same thing happen a 3rd time around.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Wait. I don't think that situation applies here. But you get the momentum, like, really, 2 times in a row, you've fallen short. Not because you didn't get the kills, but because you let time expire. Right now, we're looking at 40 seconds on the clock. FM covering ins right there, but Love! The playmaker, the heartbreaker, the bomb taker. Yeah, he took him out again. Bomb's gonna be picked up, but there's 25 seconds on the clock. What the hell?
Yeah.
Get your act together. Come on. No, don't rotate. Plant it. Play the PTFO. Play the freaking objective. Sheesh. Finally planted. Time's gonna be pushed back up. I don't have to kick air anymore.
Jesus Christ, like, I swear to God, I was getting so triggered for a second there. Thank you, Calibuso, for finally stepping up, getting the bomb and planting it now. Time is in the hands of Ilub. 25 seconds left on the clock for him to make a move as he swings around the side. Has to be very careful. It's FM Calibuso left alive, turns a corner. Once again, he's running out of time. Needs to try and make a bit of a move. Can't quite spot FM in the corner. Now going to go for the solo. Shots doesn't work out. FM takes him out.
FM takes him out, but We're literally looking at 3 rounds in a row where we're about to see the time expire, man. This is search or destroy, not milk. You're not supposed to just leave it on the counter and, you know, and let it spoil, right? Well, we spoiled 2 rounds in a row. Lux not able to get, you know, or Nvyus not able to get the plant down, and that has halted their performance here as they are down by 1 round. But here comes the push towards the A site. They're not looking to play any games. They want all the names taken down of Lux. And there's only 3 left standing. Detel hanging on by a thread. Peeks the angle. Oh, man. A little cheeky shot, but able to extend back. The bomb's certainly going to go down. Calabuso. Whoa, yeah.
Things right verdict?
I don't know.
Bomb plant going through within the first
Oh, my God.
30 seconds of
They
the
played,
timer?
yeah, they played the objective and they
Beats
win.
me.
Imagine that.
Wow. Jesus.
Is this
They
how
actually
search and
took
destroy
advantage?
works?
Wait, did they actually push on a body advantage?
I don't
Jesus.
know. I'm
All
baffled.
all capping considered, a much better round from Nvyus. That one less frustrating, clearly more coordinated, much faster pace, and a deserved round win.
Well, back to the old bread and butter. They get the first blood via the nade shot there, but Detel able to quickly trade. Calabuso's dropped. Dewevo picks up the frag off the initial toss. And we're stuck here in a 4v4, 1-for-1 trades coming through. Oh my, eating bullets. That Detel, he wants blood. Even through the walls of wood, you can bang. And Detel is banging surely now. But again, a little bit of a stall here. Even when you had the player advantage, there was no motion towards a bomb site. And that's an F for Nvyus, as they have fallen victim to the clock expiring 2 times already. Almost a 3rd time. When they PTFO, they get the dubs, and right now, with a 1-player advantage, they still are uncertain. Make a move! What are we doing? Why are we stalling?
They still have the body advantage. I get they're down to 4 players in their own right, so there is a little bit of difficulty involved, but lovely switch of the weapon from the Dewevo to play that wall bag and to get the kill. And now with the bomb, they're going to look to push. Of course, Parasite is going to take down Lodi. However, that is clear information that they're on the other side of the map towards the B side. So planted on A, Bob Drunko, Fanny's your aunt. They're going to go 3-2.
They are. It looks like it here now as 2 players left. Sinka makes the sub in. Yakar was out for the sub out now. It's Sinka has yet to make a difference here in this matchup. They round the corner. Corona, Dewevo, the tag team from the top rope. Ah, man, I'm being dramatic here. It literally, look. Nvyus, take a note. 3 times you planted the bomb, 3 times you were successful, and you're up 3-2. Do the math.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated. It's simple. Right?
However, now we get to see what Lux Aeterna are going to do, and they're clearly being a lot more aggressive. All 5 pushing towards B. They know what they want to do. However, you got to make the shots connect.
Woo!
And Dewevo is going to come in for the 4-piece and says, oh, thanks, line them up, I'll bat them out. Happy days. And that is Lux Aeterna shut down. Dewevo just got the 5-piece. Take a bow, son. Take a goddamn bow.
I gotta applaud Lux. You fell right on your face, but you tried.
Yeah.
You tried to play the objective, you just get shut down. I think this is where it's gonna come down to the wire, because you don't have the gun skill to beat Nvyus in, obvious close quarter combat like we just saw with Dewevo, who literally got a 5-piece all ciphering through the back alley jungle site. And right now, you're kind of stuck in that limbo area where, let's be realistic about it. If they had been aggressive all 5 rounds on the attacking side, they might be up 5-0. 6-0. This game would be over with right now. But they didn't. They played a conservative. And this might pan out perfectly for Lux, because we all know that Time is not a fan of Nvyus' game style, or gameplay style. So we'll see how it pans out now. As you can see, the ensuing round is 4-2, 2 rounds in a row off the bat. We see Nvyus fall victim to Father Time right now. FM is going to find the shots. Detel's dropped. That's the bomb down. The info is in. And a panic here for the side of Lux, is they are looking for a round to hang on to this one and make it a little closer. And they just lost one of their better players. This is going to be damn near impossible.
And the bomb is dropped, which makes it even worse and even harder, right? In time's ticking out, just 40 seconds on the clock or so, give or take. They need to pick it up, and they need to try and follow suit in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, okay, picking up a kill to even the bodies will be massively helpful, and that's what Parasite is going to do. Takes down Corona.
Takes down Corona, man. I'm a Modelo man myself, but the Corona's certainly coming through. 12-3 for Duevo. Oh, my. The Mighty's fallen. That is Calabuso, a fallen victim. And now Cinca able to recover. Duevo able to find one before he drops it. Now it's all on Lowly, the man with the plan. The SKS damage. Not going to be a factor. The Type 25 doesn't pan out in close range. The MAC-10 does. It reigns superior, and we're one round away from tying things up. In all reality, though, this should have been... I mean, I don't know how to say this.
Stop.
Without being so
Brother,
just...
Stop dwelling on the past, though. Stop dwelling on the past. It is what it is. They'll know their losses, and they'll be able to learn from it in the future, right? At the end of the day, Lux Aeterna are being given an opportunity to get back into this game. Now's the attacking side. They got to make every second count. They were able to do it in the round so far. Can they follow for the third round in a row?
Well, I mean, it's got to be on the backs of playing time. I mean, obviously Lux played time last round. The aggressive push the first round in the attack fell right on their face. But we committed them for that because they made a commitment and they stuck to it. And commitment has been the key word of the day right here. The commitment towards the A site, looking like it might be Detel making the push through the front side of the trailer. Got one on the back side in Parasite, looking for anybody who's pushing up aggressive. And there's nobody there. The side of Nvyus, they have played a 2-1-2 split 3 times in a row, and it's panned out for the most part. The aggressive push was halted by Duevo on B. Right here, it's going to be Corona getting the first shot. Oh, my. Corona going to be able to find one, but Lub on the transition is going to be able to find the revenge. We've got 1-for-1's time a factor. Well, trailer side is compromised. The bomb's down. But only 40 seconds on the clock. Lux got to make a move.
I like the timing from Parasite to push in. Bit of risk going in on his own, but he is able to pick up the bomb rewarded. Once again, though, we are seeing Nvyus being within reason a bit passive. I know when you're the defending side, technically that's how you want to be. However, I'd like to see a little bit more hunger, a little bit more aggression from Nvyus. You know, when you take down a player, or when you take down a team to 4 players and they're the attacking side, that's gonna slow them down a little bit more. And Nvyus, I think, missed a tiny opportunity, but they have little Parasite down to just a solo. With time running out, the bomb is gonna be defused.
It is well coordinated there. Duevo gets the drop in the window seal. The player who was up front was Calabuso, playing a little bit of bait in action. Right now, we're on match point 5-3 in favor of, yeah, that's right, Nvyus, not Lux. Lux, kind of a little bit of a slip and slide here in the search as well as the hard point. They get blessed with 2 rounds off the bat. They've only been able to find 1 successful round since. And here comes the cavalry, the push. Oh my, they read it like a book. Look, there's only 1 player there to defend the A site. It is Lowly with 5 players in his face. Oh, baby, Cinca, let me get that backside, homie. Tries to peek down the bottom of the staircase, get some $1 million wounds on his backside. That was,
Luckily, it is traded instantly at least. Now the jump shot comes through. The bomb is planted. Ilov is going to do everything he can to defend as the rest of Lux Aeterna have 2 in the trailer. Trade comes through. Calabuso is able to finish him off. Finds another. Daytail is knocked. Parasites alone with Ragox. Can Ragox clutch up? Ragox is supporting them. However, Ragox is on his own.
Oh, my. Oh, it's the shot! There's 10 seconds. There's not a lot of time. Look at Calabuso. He's scratching his head. He doesn't know what to do. He gets the kill, plays the KD, and gets the body shots. The BM, we love it. But I gotta say, Ragox, with a bit of desperation, gets the jump shot to land, and Calabuso had 7 seconds. There's no way you get back there and defuse the bomb without Ragox taking your dome off. He was pressured. It hit the shot. If he's got a freebie, there's no way he's gonna miss.
That's what a player like Ragox added to the Lux Aeterna roster can bring to the table right off the bat. Never mind you allow time for the team to gel and synergize. Ilov is going to take down the first player of Nvyus. Corona is whittled down, and Ilov has been pretty damn dangerous so far with that sniper. Yes, he has a negative KD, but those shots have been impactful when they have connected. Although he misses that one.
Detel, the momentum. It is one player left, standing lowly all the way on the B side. You didn't get the information, homie. It was literally broadcasted to your face. All 4 of your players getting dropped on the A side. Parasite from the back side. You're gonna be able to catch them going up 10 doors, and now we're gonna be flipping sides. Can Nvyus apply the pressure, take this round, and close it out, or are we gonna see Lux take it to a game 3?
The pressure on Nvyus now, back on the attacking side. This is one round. No mistakes can happen, and it does happen. Daytel is gonna get the first kill onto Duevo.
Man, I gotta say, I thought Nvyus was gonna be able to take a page from the book that they, wrote 3 rounds in a row where they were aggressive, and it paid off. Obviously, you play the objective, you get rewarded in, 100% success rate when that bomb goes down. Right now, the bomb's in no man's land, right in the front side of trailer. And Detel is just lurking, waiting for someone to make one wrong move. It is a horror scene here for the side of Nvyus. And they are literally feeling the wrath of those first 2 rounds right now. No, we're not going to cry over spilt milk, right? Well, guess what? Spilt milk is on the table, and Parasite looking to clean it up. Now Calabuso, the last player alive, 1v5. It ain't happening, homie. He's going to get shut down at the top side of wood right there. Senka going to be able to seal the deal. And ladies and gentlemen, tell me how you feel. Game 3 bound. A lot of backside shots there, too, and a lot of, not playing the objective in the first 3 rounds. 6-5 win for the side of Lux. Imperium, how you feeling, homie?
Yeah, Lux Aeterna were resilient, right? Resilient, ultimately, and we saw that in Hardpoint, and that can be frantic and fast-paced, and a little bit of a slower, momentum-based game mode such as Search and Destroy. They reap the rewards more heavily. Nvyus were just not aggressive enough. Even as the defending side, I know they won the majority of the rounds, for the most part. Well, actually, no, sorry, they didn't. They won a couple of rounds as the defending side. However, I still don't think that they were aggressive enough. And Search and Destroy, if they become more aggressive, I think they'll be more successful against more teams.
I completely agree with you. I think, ball was dropped early on, and they were never ever really able to completely recover from that. They had some solid rounds. But when a team like Nvyus, who has relied on their gun skill in the past, they had not relied on it in the times of clutch when it was needed the most. I mean, you take a look at those first 2 rounds. You get the bomb down, you play your guns, right? You play the gunnies. You play the position, you play the objective, and you wait for your opponents to make the wrong move. Well, those first 2 rounds came back to haunt them, and we get that round 11 overtime situation. And I gotta say, Lux looked like a completely different team. Like, they look like just a shutdown. I mean, it was one player who dropped for them, and they were griefing the entire time. I gotta give a huge shout out to Plim, who came through earlier with a tier 2 before we started the matchup, the second game, and also Imperium, who came through with a gifted sub. Huge shout out to Imperium. Wherever you are out there, bro, huge shout out. Solo, you're the lucky recipient of that tier 2. Making for a lovely day so far.
And then some people in chat question why I'm not sub, bro. Just how about you just
enjoy it?
That I've
there you go.
Sub, Yeah. Anyway, a pleasure to support you, and of course, pleasure to just throw a bit of a gifted sub out there in that regard. Game 3, I kind of, within reason, expected it. I didn't expect it to be under circumstances of Nvyus playing very different between game 1 and game 2. Luckily, we're switching on over to domination, which is a mode that, as of right now, has benefited Nvyus more. I hope that is the case, but I also can see them losing it because of just how determined and full of grit Lux Aeterna have been in this series, and it's such an understated trait to have as a team, right? Grit and determination. I kind of look at last year's Anarchy team as having the maximum amount of grit and determination when it came to winning performances and kind of proving a lot of people wrong. And Lux Aeterna, I know they were expected maybe to win the series. However, grit determination has put them in a case where they can turn it around.
I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
Yeah.
You know, the first few rounds were trash. The treasures were, you know, received for Lux, and, you know, they brought the action in the latter half of the game and had the momentum rolling into that round 11. You got to go back to that shot from Ragox. I mean, it was just so damn perfectly timed. If he missed or gets a hit marker, that game's over. Lux, I mean, they bring in Ragox with confidence, and that was certainly a big, big way to make your debut. Obviously, you had a big hardpoint performance, but that shot will forever be talked about in this matchup. Well, I mean, forever as long as we're talking about this matchup, which is for now. But you get the picture, right? That shot was just god tier, bro. I gotta go back and put that one somewhere. I mean, I gotta hang that one on my refrigerator, bro. I was just picture perfect there. You got a 1v2. What do? You don't allow him to play the objective like in the first 2 rounds, right? You don't let him get the bomb plant down. You don't let him get the bomb defuse. I mean, I don't know how that's better. You could have done it right there. Ragox stepping up and showing out. That veteran mentality certainly came into play right there. Big brain plays, big IQ.
Man, thank you on a side note to Plim for the gifted sub. You absolute beautiful human being.
Wow.
Showing all the love in that regard and fully deserved to support Verdict in that way. And let's see if Lux Aeterna and
who is Anarchy?
Nvyus, if they can support each other in this game, number 3, as you get into domination raid.
Yeah, there we go. Lovely Hollywood Hills, California raid. Certainly offers a great variety of POIs on this map. You got ringside. If you get that control, you've got B pretty much in a pocket. You know, you've got laundry control, which you've got to establish if you're on the A side of the map, and if you're on the C side where we see Lux, you got to get to that ring first. You got to have that mid lane control, shut it down. The push has got to be pretty solid. They're going to get the CA caps coming through early for both, respectively. Now it's the battle for the ring. FM looking to play his life. He's got one on board, look for another Sinka. Might have slipped through, but Loli able to deal with the pass before he's dropped. Lub, man, good night, man. He is feeling himself after that search performance. Woo!
Here you go. A double cap looking to be executed by Lux Aeterna. They're carrying the confidence, carrying the momentum off the back of the last game win and search and destroy. And so close yet so far to capturing B. It's being cancelled up. I love. Picks up a 2-piece.
Yeah, there goes 3 players looking for the shutdown. B about 99% done, but with Loli up top. He's 7 deep, bro, and we are literally a minute into the game. My guy, 3 combo, finally shut down. The streak's not going to be earned. This is devastating now. The B cap doesn't look like it's going to be prevented, and this is where you got to get a little creative, right? You give up the B side of the map. You got to look for that C flip, right? But they don't do it. They make the rotation through mid. And I think this might have been a big ball drop because we had a lot of invested on that B side, the ring side push, that literally took all focus off C.
I do appreciate Corona and Cabuso pushing together and towards the mid side of the map. However, I agree the variation ability to push on the side and go for that C cap and switch things around, it was missed for the time being from Nvyus to start with, and Lux Aeterna are trying to take advantage of that by going for the A cap of Nvyus. They're being more proactive, more aggressive, and more forward thinking. So this is Lux Aeterna looking very, very solid in domination.
Oh, they're thriving. We're on the brink of getting a triple there. The half cap still stands at B or at A, but now a little progress here for the side of Nvyus now as they are looking for the battle back here in the comeback in the first half. It's already a 20-point deficit, looking like it might be a little bit more as the A-side push comes through again, 75%. Someone's going to have to reset that at some point. You give a little bit of hope, it goes a long way in Lux. They are certainly capitalizing on hope today, man. You go to that round 11 and search and destroy, that should have been shut down theoretically. Obviously, that wasn't the case, and we got a little bit of an upset season, a little bit of a comeback season, too. Now, as the momentum, it's all in the hands of Lux.
Yeah, as much as I kind of get the whole kind of reset at B, and they have ended up doing that, I wouldn't have minded if they hadn't have reset it as quickly as they did, because I think they were still doing a great job of just slowing and methodically keeping the players from Nvyus at bay. Once again, there's zero real variability from Nvyus. It seems like they've hit a bit of a brick wall, right? Not seemingly having a plan B or plan C for the most part. The pushing in more directly has worked out for the time being as they go to capture the B cap. Maybe Lux Aeterna left that open a little bit too long. However, 76 to 46, a lot of damage has been done by Lux Aeterna. We will reset once one of these teams gets to 100 points.
FM able to clear off the B side. Nobody there to reciprocate and get the trade. to tell. Drops 3-piece there for FM. He doesn't have streaks, but he does have a Grab Vortex, which will come in handy in the second half. Now, as you can see at the time's starting to recoup. Still about a 25-point advantage in favor of Lux, but it's slowly dissipating now as time is going back in favor of Nvyus. And, you know, time has not been a huge friend to Nvyus all series long right now. Here comes the A-side push, and the Fair is going to be left with 2 players on the point. Oh, so big kills for Senka, but nobody. Oh, Calabuso finally shuts him down. Here comes the push from up top.
Both teams had the right idea of going for each other's A and C cap. Hasn't worked out for either side, but I certainly appreciate it. A, so close so far from being taken by the members of Lux Aeterna. Nvyus were very quick to react off the back of it. Still a lead coming through, 93 to 80. That will slow down or whittle a little bit down before we get the reset. However, the work will still need to be done by Nvyus in the second half.
Well, and here go. What better way to end the round than to take the home flags of Nvyus there, 100 to 86. Could have been a lot worse. Nvyus able to recover a lot of that time on that B cap that came through and never reversed. Right here, it is 14-point advantage in favor of Lux. And I'm thinking, we don't have an advantage right now. I want to see how the comms sound as we jump into the second half of this domination. We're going to go ahead and get on board with Nvyus to see if they can make that comeback. We're going to see how the comms sound as well, as this first little bit of time here is going to be crucial. We're going to see how it does as our first listening for the side of Nvyus.
No, they're gonna get you.
One more, kitchen.
Laundry, only laundry. SM, come here.
Left side,
There's one there, in jungle.
One more. Pushing kitchen one.
Left side,
Kitchen
left
right,
side.
Top status.
Okay, push it. Heaven.
Shot right there.
One right.
Heaven, bro, push quickly.
Go.
Oh, what the fuck?
No!
She's still sorting.
What a flip that was about to happen and get shut down. The Grab Vortex comes in handy for Lux. They halt the A side of fair push, and right now the ball's in their court. I gotta say, I don't think I ever heard any kind of like devastation until I heard that A side get just absolutely 99% in the half, it looked like, and then just instantly shut down. The hopes and dreams for Nvyus to make this reverse back in their favor, it is just not looking good. All right, now here, double cap still in favor for Lux, and I'm thinking, wow, they have the momentum, the rotation's over, they're looking to halt this A-side push. We go in for a second listen-in for the side of Lux to see how the comms sound on their side.
Hacemos saca pieza.
No, cancha.
Hagan la cap de A, ahí está. Otro.
Uno cocina. Uno cocina y uno jungla, cuidado. Puede ser.
Cocina. Buena.
Muerto. Voy contigo.
Pillarla,
Me he dado cuenta que en rojo. Uno, rampa.
Otro más, cocina. Dos en árbol,
Rampa muerto.
No, árbol. Tumbado.
Los tiro tags para que pilles
Hay que
la bandera.
tomar A,
Los tiro tags para pillar esa bandera.
¿Dónde?
Uno atrás, muerto.
Otro más se pushea, Blue M.
Un tiro.
Muerto,
Buenísimo,
muerto.
Muerto, muerto rojo.
bro.
Cuidado, cuidado.
Uno por medio. Ve, uno.
Medio.
En rocas.
Otro más en A, señores.
No, dígame, no llegáis, ¿no? No se apura una
No,
bandera,
claro.
rápido.
Uno no balas. Muerto.
No, bueno. Yo tengo cocina yo.
Vale. Uno top P1, bro. Que no tenemos.
All right, it's confirmed. Verdict is 100% throwing Imperium. Hello?
Okay, my mic was muted. Good job. Shut up, Ronan! I want to hear from you. How about you mute yourself? Anyway, both teams for the most part are playing really well. However, Lux Aeterna just are so methodical in how they're playing this this domination control, should I say? That again, Nvyus just don't really have a plan B, and it seems like they've hit a brick wall, and they need to do a decent bit of VOD review and train a lot more in that regard. There's a lot of scope of potential from Nvyus. Lux Aeterna just did enough, and good job.
Oh, good job indeed. Now, I jumped in for the listen-ins with Nvyus, and as soon as I saw the ACAP get denied and I heard the frustration, I immediately jumped out. I was like, man, I felt terrible right there. I wanted to see how they were able to recover the B cap coming through early. They just weren't able to seal the deal. The Grav Vortex played a huge factor there, denied the A cap. It was all Lux, though. After that search and destroy, a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning. You know, they get outslayed in the hardpoint. They get outslayed in the search for the most part, but Lux able to play the objective. That's the name of the game. Obviously, when you've got a 100% success rate when getting that bomb plant down, whatever you got to do to prevent that from happening, they do it. Lux just absolutely clutch up. They make it look easy in round 11. In domination, it was all theirs. First half was a 14-point advantage, and it just grew from there. Second half performance to match. And a big Game 3 win for Lux Aeterna. 15 points awarded. Taking a look at the results if you are just now joining in. Well, maybe we should take a look at the breakdown there. Maybe we'll give everyone a dose of what we saw. We had one player drop out for the side of Nvyus, but doesn't matter. The win comes through. 9 caps on board for Love. Man was on a mission. 28 and 16 to go along with that. 31 and 22 for Dittel with 4 caps. Take a look at it now as the results. They're not 100% queued in, but we'll give you a little bit of an update, a little bit of audio cue. Forfeit from Illuminati, 2-0 for Animus. They're going to be able to earn those 20 points for free. And a big Game 3 finisher for Lux. Start off a little bit rocky, but hey, we're here for the long road. The long haul, 2-1 win. Nvyus, man, I gotta say, at one point they're going to click on all cylinders, and it is going to be devastating for some teams.
It will be that time, hopefully, when they put in some more work. Again, we need to recognize, especially if I was giving a benefit of doubt to Lux Aeterna, I do have to give a benefit of doubt to Nvyus, right? With additional players, that means the plan B is less likely to be there, because you're focused more on simply synergizing on a plan A, right? And finding how each other plays and communicates in that regard. Like I said, the potential is there. Lux Aeterna showed their resilience, showed their determination, and overall deserved the 2-1 win. They really did.
All right, well, you know what? That's going to be the end of our first series, and that's going to take us to our first break because we have 2 more on our hands. That is right, 5%, a.k.a. Anarchy, or formerly Anarchy. Going to be taking on the newcomers to the scene. That's Atlanta. They're going to have their work cut out for them in their debut, as 5% have been on a rampage lately. We'll see if they can continue that same streak. We'll be right back after this word from COD Mobile and our short intermission. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for it. 5% versus Atlanta. 5% obviously Team Anarchy renamed. Atlanta making their debut. So if you're not recognizing these two teams, you surely will recognize one after we jump into the action. Atlanta, they're new to the scene. So obviously this is their debut in Imperium. Thoughts? This team obviously didn't make it through qualifiers, but they get the second bid on the backs of Clash disbanding. High hopes or, kind of a team to fill the slot?
No, look, it would be massively disrespectful to say they're just a team to fill the slot. It would be incredibly disrespectful in that regard. The opportunity is there for them to show us their potential, whether it's with a win, whether it's with a one game win, or whether it's even with a loss in a valiant way. A tough journey for them. They are going up against a very adjusted roster in the form of 5%. They can look to take advantage of that. Even when 5% were playing under Anarchy with the roster they had, they were still shaky. So yeah, okay, the potential is there for them to have a stronger team even right off the bat. However, percentage wise of that being the case is a little bit lower, because that, like I said, you're generally starting from square one. I don't know how long Atlanta have been together as a roster. If it's been for a period of time, they can use what should hopefully be a bigger amount of synergy to get the better of 5%.
There we go. Well, we'll see how it handles. Obviously, 5% a well-established team. A team that also had its struggles in the very beginning of the season, but has found a little bit of success. They lose one of their bigger players in Onur, and it's one of those one of those downs that you can't really find a replacement for. It's one that you got to create a new role in particular for. I think Onur brought a lot to the table, and certainly is going to be able to make a impact in our third series where he's joined FN420. So without further ado, we'll take a look at the best of 3 spread, and it does look like we're going to be heading over to Panama, the Hardpoint Slums, for game number 1. Standoff, search and destroy for game 2. And if it does go the distance, we're going to see that take off game number 3 domination.
I've done Hardpoint Slums before. If I remember correctly, a very narrow map as far as I remember, so it's going to be an interesting test. The fact that it's a arguably new map for both teams should lead them both on the same page, so it put maybe synergy in a bit of a bigger advantage. I see Atlanta potentially taking this game 1.
All right, well, back to the
really a big part of the team succeeding across not only this game 1 series. Time will tell verdict.
Yep, time will tell now, as we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Obviously, time going to be a factor here. The first to 250 wins it. P1 out in the open, the ringside affair. Atlanta making their debut. They've got a big opponent on their hands. You can see the rotation's over. They're going to send 4 right, 1 left. That's going to be FN Meta, who is looking for some shots there. He's going to get, God tier concussed, but able to play his life. But the objective, it's all on point. That's going to be 5% with the advantage off the rip.
Early points on the board is very positive, although the point isn't taken by any team. It is still the side of 5% to be in the lead. I wonder why their team is called 5%. I must ask Nev about that. See if he can give me a little bit of an answer. I actually like the name. It's a little bit unique, and the team are playing uniquely well at the moment as they get some early control in this P1.
Well, yeah, here we go. 25-2 now as the break comes through. Saz is a name I remember. Definitely one of those top fraggers and top slayers in his own rights, but is going to be shut down. 2 on board for him. Objective 5-2 for Meta. Taking a look at the scorecard alike. It's not a big slaying game for the side of 5%. It's majority just playing the objective and getting around the hill, and P1 is literally on the open. There's not a lot to gain from it other than the fact that you picked up 37 and 12 respectively. Big lead going into the P2 rotation.
I wish one thing that I don't like about the maps when it comes to Hardpoint is 9 times out of 10, correct me if I'm wrong, at least in terms of tell me a map where the first hardpoint is out in the open. Can we have a map where the first hardpoint is like very isolated and kind of one corner? I don't know if there's a map out there like it, but it feels like every single map has the first hardpoint out in the open, and it becomes a bit redundant.
Oh, I think it is, but it's also a toss-up, right? You don't want to have a big advantage rolling into P2. It demoralizes a team, especially when you're talking about champs rule set. 150 score,
part of the game,
you're
right?
able to get 50 points off P1. Ain't no way.
Fair. Yeah, okay. You're thinking worst case scenario, but I do understand where you're coming from. So that's a good counter argument in that regard. As P2 is about to, or P3 is about to pop up as 68 to 28. It's only a 40-point lead. However, it's still a solid lead from 5%.
Yeah, 5%, 0 to 100 real quick. You can see it now, 50-point advantage. I think Raid is a perfect example of what a hardpoint map is supposed to look like. Other than P4 spawn sites, it is damn near flawless. P1 is a toss-up, but it is very competitive. It's not, you know, completely out in the wide open. There's so many
Better loadouts.
No, they do indeed. Now the streaks come through. It is a massive factor coming in to this P4 site. The break comes through. It's going to stick so far for Atlanta. They're looking for a comeback. Saz looking to lead the pack himself, but is shut down. HBC also drops Saz out of the picture. Genius is in. Insert greatness in the form of Genius. He's got the Cali sticks too, bro. Kind of sweaty, and I'm digging the 5s. With an 80-point advantage now, the break going right back in. The retake on point, and I gotta say 5% is better than 0% of nothing. Right now, they've gotten a majority of this point. 5% is definitely not what we're seeing them getting out of these objectives.
Wow, amazing stuff. It's not outside the realms of possibility for Atlanta to come back into this. It's not a deafening deficit. I know 100 points, it's going to be a tough mountain to climb. It's a tough mountain to climb, but I don't want to say it's over until it's actually over in that regard. And switching back over to P1, we see Atlanta start to take a bit of early control, and it seems like learnings from the first round to begin with.
Yeah, there you go. Here comes the cluster, though. Streaks are all too popular here on this map because there's not a lot of, building sites that you can, hide under. Other than that P4 rotation where streaks are literally not going to be, anything to consider. Right here, P1 out in the open. Again, it is a toss-up, and right now the toss-up is 5% back on the objective. Literally 7 points apiece for that P1 site before the contest comes back through for each, and I gotta say, Atlanta are, climbing up that mountain. Is it Stone Mountain or is it getting Stone Mountain? Because they are possibly taking some rocks off of 5% right now. The shots are coming in. They are going to get the break. And again, Atlanta left scratching their head on P1. Hisoka, the griefing just continues. My guy is on a rampage.
I'm not sure if we can do listenings, but I definitely would love to get listening on 5% if it's possible.
All right, at your wish is my command. P1 reset coming through. P2 now we're bound to the VCs of 5%. We're going to see how the call-outs here are for the 5% team now as they're looking to close it out.
One shot on spawn.
One more.
Dead point.
Dead and all dead.
One back, left side. Now, mid.
One pushing back.
Back.
I'm concuss.
Wow, they bad timing. Two inside.
One behind you, Shinis. Mid, pushing left side.
Kill him, left side, has stairs.
One more right side.
One shot left side.
Dead.
Low, right side, one shot, right side, one shot. There's one shot, right side.
Go next.
Dead, right side, go in here. Wait, I'm concussing left side. I stay in, go in here.
Okay.
Back everything, guys.
One head glitch. Any ult. Any on
Don't
net.
need. We have 10 more seconds. He's gonna waste. Wait.
Wait, let me smoke deep.
He's on the left.
Push for spawn as well. Hey, behind him.
Dead.
Behind that.
On side, one shot dead.
That side.
Only one shot, right side.
Derek, get out my way.
I'm concuss on side.
Sparrow dead. Corner dead.
Nice.
Spawn. Last spawn. Blue van on you.
Dead.
Nice, Grace.
One more behind you.
Jenny, stay here with me. Stay around.
No, I'm not there. I'm gonna push hill.
Tree garden. They all garden going. One pushing spawn, one two inside.
One shot.
One blue van, pushing.
One shot. Spawn low. Two spawn.
All right, you see it. 100-point advantage is just extending and Imperium the comms. Pretty solid there, 5%. I was expecting you know, a lot of energy, a lot of momentum, and certainly I felt 100% of that in the VC listen-in.
Let's be fair. This hasn't been their biggest challenge. No disrespect to Atlanta, it really hasn't for the side of 5%. Like you mentioned, very comms, and they know that it's a little bit more relaxed. So I'm curious to see in the future how they're going to sound when there's more pressure laid on them. But again, like I mentioned in the first series, being calm is just as important in winning as just as important of an impact as playing well in the first place.
There we go. Well, comms on point, 250 to 87 shutdown for the side of 5%. They pick up a vast majority of the points. They do it without going to a P. Delays are in. Verdict is selling, homie. My PC literally crapped the bed. I have no idea what happened, chat. But we're back here for it.
Thank you to everybody for sticking in. By the way, like, you know, props to you all. It would have been easy for most CVs to leave, but you didn't. So thank you very much. And yeah, these things happen, Verdict. Don't feel too bad. PCs can be very fickle things.
There you go. Well, you know what? We're here for it. It is going to be 5% with the upper hand. Because obviously I got to start recording yet again because we can't live stream on YouTube. So I think moving forward, I think I'm just going to set it to private and then release it afterwards. But right here, I mean, unpredicted. You know, obviously I'm in a situation where, you know, it happens maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And it just happened to fall on today. So there we go. Refresh your streams. I'm locking back into the game. It doesn't look like it's 100%, you know, in, but based off what we saw there earlier, I think that 5% certainly have a 2-0 opportunity on their hands.
I don't I don't see Atlanta winning, and maybe it's a bit presumptuous. However, that dominating lead that they had in hardpoint can't be ignored, and yeah, a big uphill battle for Atlanta. I hope at least they give us some close rounds, and I'd love to see them show us some control and some aggression. However, yeah, the 5% power should shine through, and I'd imagine a 2-0 game for them.
Oh, well, there we go. I'm still having a little bit of issue open up the game, but as soon as it is, we are...
Really?
Did you already start it?
No, okay. It hasn't started.
Oh, okay, cool.
Worst case scenario, I could share my screen with you and you could add it as a scene if you wanted.
We'll see. I'm gonna give it one more try. I just restarted it and maybe log in for whatever reason.
Yeah, because obviously I don't want everybody to be waiting, players and viewers
alike.
Too much longer. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll at least share my screen now with you.
Beautiful.
and at least you can, you know, grab it if you need it.
We're gonna,
In that regard.
I'll have that opened up as a backup. Obviously,
exactly.
we're looking for A1 gameplay here for both Atlanta and 5%. Well, gonna need 110 if you are the side of ATL. I'm loaded in. We are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Good.
PC didn't sell again. Not yet, at least. We'll wait for another opportunity. Obviously, we are back ready for the action. And Jesus Christ, Verdict. Good night. What the freak, bro?
Look. We're blaming Ronan on this. It's Ronan's fault that your PC crashed. He's always throwing.
Oh yeah,
and it showed right there.
Oh,
God
easy.
damn it! Like,
come on, Ronan, get your act together, bro. These teams have gotten their act together. They're all here for the action. They're not like Verdict throwing and Robot throwing consecutively. I gotta say, every time we load into a match, these guys are literally emoting, and it's kind of dope.
okay, so for the first 5 rounds, the boys over in 5% do start off as the attacking side. I love this map for Search and Destroy, although I think obviously A is the predominant focus on the bomb plant. It's definitely not outside the realms for that B plant to come through, and also I think for the most part a lot of teams kind of focus on winning out the team fight rather than going directly for a bomb plant. I feel, at least in my opinion, and so far no team has gone down from either side.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of a conservative play here. Saz looking for the wall bangs, looking for some info and some intel on this A side. What he doesn't know is there's one right there on his left ear, and he gets absolutely dumpstered. FN Meta going to be able to come through with the trades. We got 1-for-1s, make it 2-for-1. The advantage now is bombs planted. 4v3 scenario with 35 seconds on the clock. Atlanta actually looking pretty solid. As soon as I say that, Greasy makes me eat my words, makes HBC eat the MAC-10 bullets, but pressure still on. 25 seconds on the clock. Here comes the push.
I don't know why Wayne's pushing in on his own like that, and then FM Meta is gonna take a hell of a lot of damage. Is it at least able to clutch up? The defuse comes through, but hey, look, props to Atlanta. It wasn't like that ultimate aggression, but it was very positive.
Very positive indeed there. Retake on point. They get that 1 kill plus moving after the bombs planted, and that was absolutely crucial as there were 2 players left standing to 1. You're looking at a 2v2. It might have been a different case. That's not, you know, something to worry about if you're Atlanta, though. You're able to maximize on the potential, and right here, it's a 1-0 lead in your favor. Already starting off on a better foot than they did in the hardpoint. I think they went down like 37-12 after P1, and they were never really able to recoup after that.
One mistake that 5% made in my eyes was planting that bomb with a body disadvantage. And even going for it on A, in my opinion, was certainly not the best port of call. They have another turn this time, going for the plant when no player is down. It can work out, and Saz is going to get the kill onto Nev. That's not the way you want things to go down. 5% are crumbling a little bit in this second round.
No, they are indeed now. They try to get that bomb plant down without any kind of support on the A side, and obviously Nate comes through. Heavy factors weighing in for some shots himself. Hisoka's dropped. Greasy's going to be out there, and now it's all up to Genius and Derek. Genius, oh! Big gunfight by HBC. Derek's left on his own. With 50 seconds left, man's got a DLQ and a dream. Certainly looking like a nightmare, though, as the bomb's down, and you can see it. The bomb certainly being held hostage by 2 players in Sauce and Way, and HBC, he's just looking for the rotation.
Oh, Darux! He's going to be able to pick up a CBR4 with his strong solo effort. 1v2. Time is running out, however. Verdict, we've seen this happen in the previous series. He has to pick up the bomb, try and plant. I think at this point, better off going for the 2 kills. Not going to happen. Wayne shuts him down.
Weighing in, coming through. Heavyweight champ right now, feeling on top of the world. 3 kills, 2 rounds in a row. ATL making a comeback. For a little bit of that southern style, man. Word of mouth is this squad plays some damn good search and destroy. Right now it is panning out. as they are looking rock solid. Now a third attempt on this A side. You can see it there. Balls to the wall sent in. A 5-man push up to the A cubby, and it's compromised. Nev does a great job of not overextending. I think that's one of the things that they did in the first round that kind of left them, you know, on the hook, right? You overextend, you overpeak the barrel sight, and you drop 2 for the price of 1, and that wasn't the case. Bomb's going to go down. All 5 players left standing.
FN Meta and HBC, though, the rotation as a duo is incredibly strong now. Because they rotated around the whole backside of the map, that 5-man push has allowed the bomb to be put down and a bit of a defense set up. However, you can't deny the effort that has been played out from Atlanta, as it is just 1 player left.
It is 3 players left standing there, and man, Saz looking for all 3 of them at the same time, was fighting demons, had 1 on boxes, 2 mid, and a little bit of a split decision. Well, not to split about that round. It was the side of 5% picking up, and I think adapting from that first round push. Everything looked great up into that bomb plant, right? You get 1, you lose 1, but then you take the other player who gets dropped in the midst of all the action. And right here, it was perfectly executed, well played. They get the bomb plant down. Nobody overextends. Right now, weighing in with 2 on board. I can't believe it. I think it was a collat, and I didn't even catch it. 5 on board for him. Genius able to find 1 in the transition, but it's not going to be enough. Nev in the corner. Big shots, big kills. 2 for 2s. Bomb's going to be planted. 45 seconds reduced.
Nev has to try and cover. The bomb is put down. Wayne and Saz, they have a lot of work to do. Wayne with the bolt action. He's got 5-2 as a KD so far, so he's certainly been impactful for his side. I actually don't mind him playing solo at this point in that regard, and I actually totally forgot they have HPC, actually, so it is 0-3 in that regard, and Wayne picks up Genius. Wayne's been very, very good with those shots.
Is it going to be good enough to get the retake, though? 1 player left to deal with. Nev can play spoiler. Big shots in. Oh, wait. Looking to get the pistol action. Not going to be able to get the kill, but yeah, it's Saz right there. He has his back. They play their 2-0s well. And a bomb defuse. 3-1 now. 5% kind of looking lackluster here in the search. I got to say, ATL making, you know, a little bit of motivation off the backs of the defense, but can they hold strong on the attack? Well, they got 1 more round on the defense. We'll see how it pans out now, as the advantage is still going to be in their court regardless. We'll see if they can maintain foot here now as the ensuing round. The last one in the attack here for the side of 5%. I want to say Anarchy. I don't know why.
I think one of the issues of 5% so far as the attacking side is I think they've gone for the bomb plant a little bit too early without getting that player control. And just as I say that, you know, they do a lot better in that round, and they're able to pick up a point for themselves.
They are, and that's just going to stop the bleeding a little bit, right? Well, the flip side,
yes,
the defense certainly needs to be a lot more stout here for 5. If you're ATL, you're just looking for some of those early successes that you found in the last round. Obviously, the first 2 blunders, 5% not learning from their mistakes up until that 3rd round. Well, it's still an interesting one. Advantage still in their court. Again, as I mentioned, it's 3-2. The ensuing round here as we flip sides. A little bit conservative play. I don't necessarily blame them as, you know, when the other team was aggressive, when 5% was aggressive the first round, they made them pay. Well, they're looking for the conservative action here, and it might pan out.
I think it makes sense when you are the attacking side and it's the first round, right? You want to kind of scope out, you want to do a little bit of scouting, get some information on where the team is defending from on the map. What doesn't help Atlanta even more is they lost the first player. Saz went down. Now time is running out. They have 1 minute left on the clock to do something. Nev is just staying on the corner of Granny Flats, has support from Darrix on the other side, on outside of it, looking over towards the top window. So this is some good defense from the side of 5%.
Good defense indeed now as we've got 1-for-1s weighing in. Gets dropped the top side of Market. Courtyard compromised. Nev, he's evacuated. He's dead. He's out. FN 420. Well, not FN, but FN Meta. Good night. Rounds the corner, and lo and behold, Darrix is there to seal the deal. It's a 3-2 sauce. Looking for some shots through. HBC finds another. That's 6 on board. Now it's 2v2 with 20 seconds on the clock. They might be a victim of time themselves. Now the smoke going to come through. But look where Hisoka and Greasy are. They know the focus is on B. This bomb is not going to go down for free. Sauce. Oh, my. The push out. HBC's drop. Sauce, the last one alive. Greasy with the 2-piece. And 5%. They tie it up.
Close. I think when it was down to a 2v2 with a good, I think it was about 20 seconds on the clock, I feel like 5% could have played the time game a bit more. However, they went for the push. It worked out in the end. Greasy with the 2-piece was incredibly solid because they were on kind of opposite sides to each other. And they get the point. 3 apiece. Much better overall from Atlanta. In this search and destroy, they're taking advantage of what is less synergized 5% in search and destroy, right? And but they need to do more if they want to take a 2-game 3, of course.
No, absolutely. I think, you know, the defense was theirs for the taking. Obviously, 5% not as synergized as it should. Pans out a little differently for them on the attack, but we flip sides and it's looking rock solid for both teams. I got to say the attacking strats coming through. The conservative play has been a little more favorable to the side of ATL. Right now, they need to make a move. They need to make it ASAP as we've got a minute down on the clock. Literally no trades involved. Not a lot of shots either, as information is very bare minimum. Oh, baby! Through the top side of Granny's. Trying to tuck her in for a good night rest, and here comes Darox, the big bad wolf. Nev fighting another. And here it goes. Sauce. You couldn't handle it, baby. Too much coming through. Nev wins 2. And now ATL has crumbled. It's only FN meta. He's going to round the corner. Nev's going to find the 3-piece in that round, and a big one for 5% to stand strong for the 2-0 bound.
Now Atlanta need to start getting aggressive. They're giving 5% an inch, and 5% are turning into a mile. And I think Atlanta recognizing that, they are going for a much more coordinated, aggressive push this time around.
Look at this. This is an unorthodox one, right? But Darox! Woo! There ain't no way my guys are outside with melee weapons, right? All right, they buckle up. They go in on the info. Way's going to be able to find 2. Man, I cannot continue to miss his shots. They've been dynamic, but Darox still left in top blue. He is just holding off the push. HBC is another one. And here it comes. Way looking for the no-scope. He gets absolutely point-blanked.
Now it's up to Saz. The bomb is planted. Sorry, not the bomb is planted. The bomb is in his hands with the SKS. He's going to take down Nev. It is still 1v2 against him, so he has to kind of dance with death in this game, in this round. Try and put Atlanta in a little bit of a chance to take us to a game number 3. Darks is on the push, though.
Oh, he's on the prowl. Homie wants blood. Finds it. The CBR in hand. The P90. We're on match point, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds solid on the attack. Will we flip over to defense? And here it is. Or 3 rounds solid on the defense. We flip over to the attack, and they have not found success. They have dwindled their lead and handed it right over. The keys of success right in the hands of 5%. They only need 1 more round. 95% of the job done. Is that what this references in part 2? I don't know. I'm being honest. I'm reaching. It's a struggle today, bro.
I think one of the issues with Atlanta in the attacking side hold is Wayne's positioning. I think he's been a bit too slow to get in a very proactive position for his team with the sniper. His shots have been very good, but for more than 2 rounds now, he's being caught off guard because he's been too slow to that core position. He needs to know where he wants to go to help his team.
Well, I mean, he's going to be having to rely on Saz and HPC to pick up the crumbles now as the team has fallen. It is all on these 2 to extend this search or destroy. The smoke comes through. The bombs collected. Saz, SKS in hand, is going to have to double back now. 1 player there for the retreat. Genius drop. Big kills. Big trades. Genius out of position. I don't know what kind of info he had, bro. I mean, you see Greasy up top. He's dropped back. Hisoka never really left the A side of the map. And now they're opening the floodgates up for a comeback here as HBC and Saz might be able to clutch the 2v3 dream.
Greasy covering the B side, Hisoka covering the A side. I think that makes sense with time a little bit more in the favor of 5%, right? 15 seconds to plant the bomb. A move needs to be made. Saz, why are you taking shots? Why not go for the bomb plant? You have the bomb in your hand. Allow HBC to be your supporting player, right? To be your supporting cast member. And that's where the push comes in. The bomb comes through with 2 seconds left. My God,
nice.
He couldn't have left it any closer.
No way. Hisoka gets the 2-piece. They close it out. FN Meta's left the game. Atlanta in crumbles. Search and destroy. Not necessarily what they expected, but guess what? Welcome to the league, homies. That is it. That is going to be 5% taking the bag. 6-3. Solid performance, though. I don't know what there is to, you know, be upset about other than losing, right? I mean, the Search and Destroy looked pretty damn solid. I mean, it wasn't like you were out of your league, right?
I thought that was much better from Atlanta. I think they played with a bit more purpose. Of course, Search and Destroy can allow you to do that, especially when you're facing a team that has less team synergy in Search and Destroy. But I noticed a lot of individual potential and team-wide potential from Atlanta in Search and Destroy that I hope they can carry forward and show us in a greater way, right? For example, Wayne was extremely good with his sniper shots. I think HBC clutched out of his mind as much as they could, and that gives them good scope for improvement down the line.
You're absolutely right. Now as second series of the night is in, it is going to be 5% taking the bag, 20 points awarded to them, and in the grand scheme of things, I think that certainly puts them in a great position to contend in a top 6 slot. As I was taking a look at the standings earlier, they are literally right there at 50 points. They're going to pick up 20 there. That should put them in 5th place. No, it puts them in 4th. Of course, the head-to-head against EUE. 5% prevail. They're going to have the upper hand right there. Maybe, I don't know. I have to take a look at it. Well, while I get that figured out, I think it is right. We're getting geared up for our 3rd series, Imperium. What do you think?
Yeah.
Quick little intermission, get ready for this next series.
Yeah, I'd say let's get ready to get the final series of the evening underway, and probably the most anticipated series. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, we'll have to find out now. Stick around. We've got plenty of action coming up. Gonna hear a word from COD Mobile, and then we're gonna take a short intermission. We'll be back for our 3rd and final series. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's our highlight match of the night, the marquee matchup. FN420 Nova. It's the one we've been waiting for all night long. Imperium. We've had some pretty good series up until now, but certainly about to get better.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Nova, they are titans of Mobile Mayhem, of competitive Call of Duty Mobile. However, titans can be slayed, and they are human after all. FN420 Balance Slayer, Faints, Marky, Kosh Hez, and additionally Owner into the mix. It does provide a tough challenge. Individually, they are fantastic players, but again, when you add new players into a roster, you're technically starting from square one, so they're going to have to use all of the experience they can to get a bit of a result out of this. I can see them taking the game because of the individual talent of the players, but a series as a whole, it's going to be very tough for them to come out on top.
Oh yeah, the Sultans of SWAT, you know, Nova, they have been damn near flawless in Mobile Mayhem for the past year and a half. I mean, when you think about EU, you think about this team in particular, especially when it comes to Mobile Mayhem championships. They have literally been on a back-to-back burner where they have yet to drop a series. In all of last season, they dropped 2 maps, and one of those maps were in the grand finals. Right now, they've dropped a few, you know, here and there. I don't think they've dropped actually but one. So is FN420 going to change that? Well, I mean, the best of 3 looks pretty solid. It is a damn solid one indeed now, as we are going to start off with a little bit of a raid. Hardpoint, followed up by a firing range search or destroy, and a game 3 bound if it is a must. Will be that standoff domination. I don't think this rotation gets any better. Blow it out with the right perks. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter. I think one of the things that COD Mobile needs to strive for is kind of being a little closer to how the console or PC versions ran. You literally have different loadouts for custom games. I think that would be a, you know, a great introduction to COD Mobile. Obviously, you think about switching up 10 loadouts. That's a lot, right? But you got 20 and you've got ones that you have set away for competitive. Completely different ball game, right?
Viri had a little bit of a lag spike. That's why they just close things out and they're going to start again. So hopefully he's back in order. Of course, everybody is in control of their own connection, and we allow that time frame, you know, once the first kill comes through, then the game has to go on in that regard. However, that time frame Viri was allowed to hit to go for the reset, and hopefully it's sorted out for him and the whole of the Nova team.
That's a bit awkward, right? Viri, former FN420 member, gets picked up by Nova as a sub, and right now looking to make an impact on this P1 ring site. Again, we mentioned how competitive this one is, and we get to see it for a second time today. I'm all on board. Right now, ringside, it's all Nova in the feed, and all Nova on the objective. Slayer able to find one and picks up his second. It's not going to be enough for the break, though. As you can see, he's creeping right through mid. Finds another, but Viri able to shut him down.
And I think Viri is such a good pickup for Nova, and it's part of why I didn't really mention in terms of maybe affecting Nova's performance in a negative ways, because at least I look at Viri as being a very mature, experienced player with not so much of an ego, and that when he's coming into a new team, especially a team as settled as Nova are, he's going to be following for the time being, right? He's going to be essentially led, because he knows that the ego doesn't need to be there to try and, you know, show the rest of the team what he has to offer. It's just going to be like, okay, see how you play. If I can chip in, if I can be a positive impact of the win, happy days. So good stuff having Viri in the team for Nova.
Yeah, I don't think they need another MVP. I think they need, you know, someone who could be rock solid and can be there when they need him, right? He just needs to find his way onto this roster and be more so less accommodating to them. At this point, Nova have the recipe to success. As you can see it, they're flawless on the objective so far, 60 points and counting. The grief is just going to continue here for FN420 as they have found themselves on the outside of this P2 kitchen site. We all know when the oven's hot, it's damn near impossible to not cook if you're Nova right now. Good night. They are frying. And it is not even close on me. The point going to be contested for a moment, but, you know, the pastor dealt with. And now Nova yet again right back in it, and it is just, I mean, not a single point here for FN420 so far.
Spy is using the M16.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was kind of cracked. Patch notes
Am I
came in.
missing something?
Yeah,
like-
Spy's cracked.
What?
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the gun. I think it's just Spy being Spy.
Okay, Spy
Yeah.
being Spy. That's what I thought you said, but I wasn't sure, and I was like, okay, fair enough. M16. Nice to see different guns being utilized. Of course, Miney back in the past when he played competitive was one of those players that was not afraid to bring out non-meta guns or guns who would never be considered in a competitive way. And I think it's a positive part for any player's growth to use guns that aren't really in the norm in this competitive setting. So props to Spy.
Yeah, props to Spy. You know, 15 kills aboard. He's single-handedly destroying this lobby with an M16. You know, I think this is one of those where you look at it, the matchup is a bit lopsided than it shows. The break comes back in. Man, God, how are you getting abused by this? F in! Put
Okay, apologies. I love the fact that you coughed slightly to indicate that. I appreciate that. Look, this is the first match of the series, so I'm not going to have too heavy of a judgment on FN420. However, what I really appreciated from Nova's comms is that they're taking this seriously. They're not taking it for granted. It's very focused. It's very here, this, there, you know, direction. It's Nova playing like Nova, despite Spy having fun with a different loadout. Yeah, they want the top spot. They want to win, and that's a hunger of a champion team.
Well, I mean, hunger for a champion team and feasting are completely on point. You can see it. They've got a 200-point lead, and it is just FN420 not having the best possible start here. Finally starting to get things clicking here in the kitchen site now is only 15 points needed for their opponents, and, you know, it might be a day late, dollar short kind of scenario. Now, as you can see it, only 10 points needed. Contest comes in. Sparrow reigns supreme, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. 8 points needed. It is a shutdown. Griefing at its highest capacity. FN420 bite the bullet. Nonetheless, they're going to have a second game to turn things around on, but after that performance, good night, bro. Woo! M16! I need to get my hands on that loadout. How do I copy that, chat? I mean, is that something that I can use?
See, Nova, if you really had the cojones, you'd have all 5 using M16.
Shick 'em.
Challenge for you.
Yeah. Five M16s in the Search or Destroy. Let's see it. Make it happen. Nova, they are never scared of the competition. As a matter of fact, they are ones to embrace it. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, they might have single-handedly killed FN420 with that blow. That was just, I mean, disgusting. 250 to 43.
That was a massacre.
That
was a massacre.
Oh man,
like that was a murder. We just witnessed a murder.
I mean, I guess we could talk about what went right, because there was a lot of things went wrong. The objective kind of split between everybody. There was not a single player that didn't have objective points for the side of FN420. For Nova, I mean, it's just them handling business. It's another day at the office. 2 minutes and 6 seconds on the hill for Viri. Minute and 57 for Saturn. 27 to 16. I mean, it was a sea of positivity. And you got Spy. I mean, I don't even know what to say about Spy. Dude went 27-15 with an M16 in a Tier 1 event.
Look.
I'm looking.
I'm just... there's not really much more that I can say. FN420, I hope, the biggest thing I hope is that this loss motivates you to play better, not only in the rest of the series. Easier said than done to turn it around within a series, but over the next remaining play days, right? That's the only thing I can ask for, right? When I'm like not sounding overly dramatic, but when you kind of hit rock bottom, you kind of got nowhere else to go other than not. But I'm not saying FN420 hit rock bottom, but certainly this has been the most devastating loss they've suffered this season in Mobile Mayhem. So in that regard, it is bottom of the barrel. So I hope this is a sign of a rise up from FN420 throughout the rest of this season.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see a rise here in the Search or Destroy. Obviously, this team has had its fair share of, roster changes amidst. Slayer one of those staple pieces as well as balance. And then you got Feints, who was introduced a little bit at the beginning. Hez and Onur kind of still trying to fit their, their way in. Obviously, we see Viri lead the team. He's on the opponent's roster as well, too. So that's a hindrance. Maybe it's a little bit of a mind game. Well, mind games or not, you've got to consider that at some point that matchup had to be competitive. But I think it was 3 hills in before FN420 even got, their foot on the objective. How does that happen?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Search and destroy. I think there's scope for FN420 to give us a little bit more. Not only is it in a familiar map for both teams, but again, search and destroy, yes, you do need some good team synergy, but because it's a slower paced game, you're able to, I think, correct mistakes from round to round just a little bit more easily, and they're going for a very quick push on the A side.
Yeah, I love the aggression here, but it's going to be met with equal. Slayer able to find first blood. That's huge. Saturn's going to be retreating back. Now's the bomb looking to get planted. Balance looking to seal the deal. Does the deed. That's going to reduce the clock there to 45 seconds. Feints gets one, but Spy able to get the trade. He's still got the M16 in hand. He rounds the corner. Slayer's in his face. Doesn't react quick enough. Slayer takes advantage. Slayer with 2-piece on board now. Viri picks up 1. It's 2 for 3. But only 25 seconds now. It's left to Saturn's and Viri to make something happen. Oh my, Saturn's. Why you gotta do him like that? Mans has a family.
Slayer, last player up. Bomb defusal come through. He picks up 1 kill, but unfortunately not the right kill. And that's really good from Nova, right? I appreciate it for both sides. FN420 kind of came in with a lot more purpose. Yeah, just Nova using that body advantage and the teamwork in the right way when they needed it to.
Oh, you're absolutely right now. Here we go. Ensuing round. Same progress here as they are going to make the A side a fair push. Inferno gets caught with his pants down in trailer site. Viri able to get the quick trade there. Balance looking for the bomb plant as well. Hez going to be able to find his first. And now here comes the pressure. 3v4 scenario. They didn't crack last round. I'm expecting Nova to do it here either. Saturn's looking pretty solid, man. I like the Damascus on the DLQ black market. Looks kind of dope. Hez doesn't care, though. He finds another. That's 38 seconds on the clock. Saturn's again with the trades. 35 seconds left. It is all on Viri.
Perfect. This is really good from FN420. I said they had the scope to show us a little bit more. Viri is going to get a kill onto balance. Time is ticking down. 20 seconds left on the clock. If Viri were to finesse the 2 remaining players of FN420, what a stab in the heart of his former teammates. And honestly, I'm sure this is a motivation as he pushes in.
Hez playing time perfectly. 5 seconds left on the clock. It's split affair. Feints finds the kill. Finally on board. Didn't take 3 rounds to find one there, as it took 3 hills to find one in the hard point right here. The search and destroy. Realistically speaking, could be a 2-0 in favor of FN420. You just don't get the right kill to come through at the end of that first round. Got a different story on our hands. Can't play about what ifs or what could have been or what should have been. It's never about that. It's about what is happening right now. The 1-for-1s are in. Make it 2-for-1s now. Saturn's on the roll. Able to find Feints right through the wood side.
Luckily, Inferno's down. However, 2 players from FN420 are out. I worry about Hez. Balance is going to get the kill on the Saturn, so it's evened up. Hez is trying to cover towards the B bomb site. With that Mach 10, it does make sense. I like that. The split could come through. A bit of a backstab, though, from Creed as he's looking for Slayer. Slayer has to try and run away with his tail between his legs. He's going to disengage away, and that's where the teamwork could come through, and Creed is the last player alive.
Yeah, they know the information. It's Creed, last player alive up top wood. The info came through as Slayer took a few backstabs. Not enough to take him out, though, as the clock is going to be reduced. Bomb's going to be planted. The advantage in favor of FN420. And now it's all on Creed. He pushes through the trailer side. Hez. Love it when he puts the shotgun down, bro. Is literally a beast with the SKS or the Mac, whatever he has at his disposal. Anytime he pops into a search or destroy, I see he's got a KRM loadout. I'm kind of concerned because there are games where I've seen him drop donuts, seen him drop breadsticks, seen him just have no focus. Right here, he's opted for the Mac 10, and it was a lovely sight.
It is indeed. 2-1 in the favor of FM420. Now in towards their 4th round out of 5 as the attacking side, and once again they got the first kill. Inferno really hasn't had a good time so far this game. 0-4. God damn it. It's gonna have a better set of rounds as the attacking side. They're gonna turn this around and take the series 2-0.
Go. Bombs planted. It's 3v3 even affair. Player in trailer and Hez, he's holding the fort down. The Banana Black Blaster looking pretty damn solid. Saturn's also looking pretty damn solid. Good night. Inferno might be lacking, but Saturn's is anything but. Oh, Hez!
Lovely.
Flawless right there, but now it's Very with the shots as well. 6 on board. Can he make it 7 and a defuse? He's only got about 15 seconds, and I love Hez's rotation right here. Oh, run like a book! Very big brain plays. The defuse. We're tied up yet again.
One thing that I really like from FM420 in Search and Destroy so far is they're not afraid to make the trades, right? They're not afraid to go for pushes, even if it means that they lose a player or two, right? They've had a couple of rounds so far where they've been a body or two advantage, but then they've kind of been even. However, it's meant that they still have a little bit of control to plant that bomb, and again, yeah, I really see positive stuff from FM420.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got to see positive stuff because they've already put up more numbers than they did in a hard point earlier on. It was just a devastating one. We won't go back in the past anymore. We'll keep it focused here on the search. It's all me. But if you're talking about it in comparison, I mean, they're literally neck and neck with the repeat Mobile Mayhem EU champions. They're holding their own. They're doing a great job. First Blood's in. Making it 2-for-1 now. Creed's dropped, but Hez and Balance have fallen victim, and Saturn's smooth criminal. My guy is in Armory. Calls in Mayhem. Minute 8 left on the clock now. Bombs down, and Slayer left to his on here looking for the shots. He's trying to find any kind of kink in the armor of Nova. Saturn's is probably the player you want to drop. You find him, you find success. Look at him. He's just playing back in the back of Armory.
Spy. Low down on health, has to try and regenerate, and he does just that. Very lucky to stay alive at this point. Vera is going to spot out Fates, and that's the door being opened by Nova.
Oh, Slayer's dropped. Now it's all on Onur. He peeks out of the trailer. And the lead and the advantage back in the hands of Nova as we flip sides. Now it's their chance to set the tone, set the pace. 3-2 advantage. The defense here for the side of FN420. It's got to be rock solid, man. You've had a solid performance so far. You can't allow this Nova team to run you over.
The first thing I was thinking during the round was this could be the make or break round for FN420. If they won, I could see them winning this game 2 and taking this to game 3, but the fact that they've lost it, okay, the trade has come through in the right way, but I still see them losing this one. My words could be eaten as Creed is the last player standing.
Yeah, they see him up top 10. He's going to be able to take advantage of one, tries to creep out of the top. It is going to be dropped, 3-3. Big round for FN420. You mentioned it. This was a much-needed one. You allow your opponents to take the advantage. You kind of increase that gap. Kind of makes you demotivated right here. All motivation, all momentum in FM420 as we flip sides in Nova. No success on the attack so far.
Tell you what, this is some really good stuff from FN420 so far. Nova are being pushed in the right way. I'm not saying they're being absolutely tested, but they're being pushed in the right way where they are being put under pressure, and pressure can lead to mistakes. Spy makes one, goes down to Feints.
Big opening blood there. Able to take down the Slayer in Spy, but now Saturn's Inferno left in a 2v4. Inferno, he's found 3 since we last talked about him. To be honest with you, I try not to focus on the players who are doing poorly, but he stepped his performance up. Saturn's going to be able to pick up the CBR. The bomb's going to be collected. It's a 2-2 split. Make it a 2-1-1 split. You can see one mid, one on A. And that one person on A looking for the backstab himself there. Catches a little bit of sights, but Saturn's does not miss. And I said it earlier, you find a way to take down Saturn's, you might find a way to win a round or two.
Now, Inferno, Saturn's luckily has the bomb, so that is going to still give Nova a little bit of control in this search and destroy round. Faint's doing a great job of holding on towards A site. Inferno's going to take down Slayer, traded instantly. Saturn's the bomb holder still is in play. 1v2 going towards the A bomb site. It's a very risky move, but he knows he has to go for the push. Goes down. Another round in the favor of FN 420.
Shoes on the other foot, man. The defense pretty damn solid here. For the side of FN, they may be down, but they are certainly not out. Hardpoint game. Very devastating. They are not allowing that to dictate how they play this search or destroy. They have gone neck and neck rounds here. They have taken the advantage now as we are 2 points away from a game 3 bound. Inferno gonna get the concussion hit. Onur gets the trade. Viri there to get another one. Make it 2. The wall bang and Fates dropped. The A side push looks like it might be halted. Heads looking to be a game changer. Saturn's from up top shutting it down.
Oh my god. Nova finally start to line up, but Slayer, if he's gonna make a difference, he's gonna have to do it now. Gets it shut down, he's on his own, but the bomb plant goes through. Verdict, this is 30 seconds for some magical COD mobile play to come through for Slayer. He has nothing to lose, in my opinion. His team's ahead. Make the push. Go for the bold play. Don't leave it too late.
No, you can see it. He's looking to deal with the pest on the outskirts. 13 seconds, a lot of time wasted. He's going to be stuck on his own. Inferno going to be able to hit the shots. We're yet again tied up. Slayer looking to make a big impact right there. Obviously, it's a 1v3. There wasn't much time. And obviously, he was not trying to make the bold push. Gets stuck right there on the barrel site now. Falls flat as we are yet again tied up. Love the jungle side push. Look at this. 3 players looking to stack it up. Hez able to find first blood. That's massive. Can they hold off this 4-player stack, though? Oh, Creed shut down. But Viri and Creed find 2 before he goes. Viri's half health, able to recover. 1 player there in Slayer. Man, he is a freak, bro. A demon. Say my name. Say my name. Slayer. 6 on board. Only 2 left to deal with. And that's Saturn's and Spy. And those guys are definitely hard to take down. Look at Saturn's. He is not phased, homie.
So good. This series is certainly heating up in all the right ways. Heads and Feints. Can you pull out something magical? Feints certainly can. So good, but Spy is going to instantly trade. Time is ticking. He has to try and heal up. Play Feints, play Heads, should I say, like a fiddle. Spy back up to full health and picks up the bomb.
I love the reposition here, but guess what? That gives Spy plenty of time to reposition himself, collects the bomb, abandons the B site now. 35 seconds on the clock. He's looking for the A side push. He's going to get it for free now. Hez. I mean, I guess he's lost in the sauce. Hope he was anticipating the B side plant. Certainly not the case. Spy repositions, reheals, ample opportunity. Here comes Hez on the push. Oh, no, Spy sees him. Is it a TDM for the last few seconds? Oh, this might be a ball drop here for Spy.
The bomb has been planted. Bomb's being planted. I like it. Hez, playtime. Spy, you need to move away. You need to move away. This is too much out in the open. He takes a ton of damage. Oh no! Spy, you had the opportunity. Hez knows that. And the shots come through. Hez gets a kill. The defuse in time to put them in the lead by 1 point.
The BM certainly appreciated the body shots on point. Obviously, Spy couldn't do anything there. He held the bomb, head glitched as long as he could. Hez just better in that instance. 10 kills on board. I talked about his loadout choice right now. The Banana Mac Blaster. Looking damn solid As we are on map point, we are looking to buckle up for Game 3, FN 420. Balls in your court. What's the play? Look at the aggression. Spy, Creed, able to find 2. No way! No way they're going to drop and sell this round here. First blood back in, though. It is all on bounds and feints. This round kind of just fell flat on his face. What was that?
The pressure, man. The pressure can get to you. However, they know that they can afford technically to lose this round. Still puts them in control as we'll switch back over to them being on the attacking side. Balance looks for the shots with the Mac-10, is going to find Inferno. It puts it 2-2. However, the bomb plant did come through, so the push needs to be made. Vera is going to shut one of them down.
Overtime bound. We are 5-5, all tied up. Last round determines if it's a 2-0 or if it's a Game 3. We are heading to. Let's see how it pans out now as we flip sides one more time. Defense was solid there for Nova off the rip, but I think they took a 3-2 lead in the first 5 rounds. Well, it's a very conservative push here for FN 420. They're looking to cross their T's and dot their I's. Good,
Would you even have expected this verdict coming into Search and Destroy? Off the back of the deficit that FN 420 had after Search and Destroy? I gotta give them a lot of respect to bounce back in this way. I know it's still 5-5, but like I said, off the back of the crazy deficit they had, shows that experience and mentality is certainly well within the team.
No, I think so. I think this squad is resilient and it's on. The hardpoint loss was, I mean, definitely felt, but obviously not a factor here. They have put that aside, made it a very competitive one. We got 1-for-1s in. Onor's dropped. Viri's dropped. Creed in a position of power up top. He's looking to get a few cheeky shots in, but balance gets the better of the trades now as we see a jungle side push. And all of the focus here for Nova. Saturn's looking to hold off the direct access. Spy choking the container side.
Oh,
Saturn's no!
Oh my god! The bomb holder went down as well, which just made it so much harder. And now Hez is trying to go for the trade. Whittles him down. That's going to be a kill. Hez is last player up. 1v2 for Nova to take the game, to take this series and send FN 420 crashing down. Can Hez clutch up?
What? Look at him. Inferno knows. Doesn't matter how many kills he had in the first few rounds. He played time there, and that is all that was needed. 6-5 time. A huge factor. It disintegrates. And FN 420's chance at a Game 3 bound out the window. That is it. 2-0 win for Nova. Big round 11 overtime. It's a toss-up. I mean, anything can happen, right? I didn't think we were going to see that happen again today, right? After how many times we saw it already.
Yeah, like, I think FN 420 can really hold their heads high in that regard on how they performed in Search and Destroy. Nova did make some mistakes. We won't deny that at all, and this wasn't the most perfect Search and Destroy performance from them. But that doesn't shy away from the level of work that FN 420 put in, like I said, off the back of that monolithic round 1, game 1 loss, should I say. So, yeah, despite it being a 2-0, 2-0 loss for FN 420, there's a lot of positivity they can take going forward.
Indeed. Search, Destroy, an epic battle to the wire right there. We're a round 11 bound. Inferno runs away, plays the time perfectly. Hez left with a Mac-10 in his hand. No hopes for a Game 3. Big bounce back after taking probably one of the worst beatings that we've seen delivered to this FN 420 squad. Obviously, they have been a victim of their own, success.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have been their biggest competition today. Their biggest competition was Nova. So they stepped to the table. They rose to the occasion in the search, but the hard point was lackluster, to say the least. And Imperium, that's going to do it for the day. Take a look at the results. You see it, Animus, they're going to be able to maximize on some forfeiture points. 20 indeed for them, as Illuminati not able to produce a roster. Lux on the back of a damn good Search and Destroy performance, as well as a follow-up domination. Looks solid 2-1 win over Nvyus. Atlanta, they fall victim to 5% in a 2-0 fashion. 5% big performance for them in Nova Esports. Flexing, as always, 2-0 win over FN420. Prognosis, what were your thoughts after seeing the 3 matches we saw today? They're pretty rock solid, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more action considering the series were 2-0. And Nova winning 2-0 once again kind of showing us that they want to win. They don't just want to be second place, whether this is just a kind of league stage per se leading into the qualifiers. Very intense action across the board, and I'm looking forward to checking out more next time around.
There we go. Next time around, indeed. That's going to conclude our stream for the day. We're going to get geared up for a raid. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to have one of your favorite streamers on deck to send you to, but be sure to join us Thursday. Imperium won't be here, but we will have a fill-in then. Don't know if anybody can fill the slots of Imperium, but we'll see what we can do.
That's because
right?
I'm so fat that it'll take a lot of
Shut
people
your
to
ass
fill
up.
it.
Listen to this guy. Join us next Thursday, or this coming up Thursday, as we are coming down to the wire for the last day of the season. Guildmania confirmed. Oh, shit, we got Sexy Jesus on board. He might be able to fill those shoes, bro. Woo!
He will, easily.
All right, don't miss out. We'll see you Thursday.